Let's talk about why you want to help Burrito and do you think there is hope for him to maybe get the use of his legs back? Is that your
Yeah.
goal?
Yeah, so it's unknown at this time, but we're going to explore every option possible for him to figure out if he will be able to get use of his legs back. And if he can't, what's the best lifestyle for him and how do we provide a great quality of life? So that's what we're in the process of doing. But in the night that I rescued him, that was not who I went to rescue at all. I went to rescue a single dog that was extremely emaciated and skinny. And I found this mama dog and realized that she had puppies somewhere. So that's when it really started. Like I had to go hunt for these puppies in the middle of nowhere in pitch black dark. I mean, it was the craziest night. Like I couldn't, my boyfriend was like, "Are you safe?" And I'm like, I think I am. I have a deputy with me. I mean, it was just all these things happening at one time.
Wow.
And so as I'm trying to find these puppies, I'm literally army crawling underneath this dilapidated building. I had people on the top trying to remove boards, trying to find the puppies because we could hear them, but we couldn't find them. And I look over to my left, and there's a dog crawling with me, next to me. And I mean, I'm literally army crawling. Like I am on like my chest is on the ground. And so at the time, I didn't think it was weird that this dog was crawling next to me. You'd have to be crawling. There's no way to stand up. When I got out and I realized that he had no use of his back legs and that he was dragging his entire body next to me, I couldn't really wrap my head around what was happening. Like I couldn't believe, like, who is this dog? Where did he come from? How did he get like this? And that's when we found out that this house that was in front of the dilapidated building is at the end of a dirt road at the top of a mountain in a county with no shelter, no animal control, and it's a dumping ground. And so this very, very kind and sweet, loving family who spays and neuters their own dogs is faced with dealing with 20 dogs on their property that are none of them are spayed or neutered. They're doing the best they can to feed them. And all of a sudden they have a crippled dog that's been dropped off. Like they didn't know what to do. And they didn't have anyone to call. I mean, there is no one
Wow.
to call. And so I immediately, realized that there was no way I was going to be able to leave him there that night. I was going to have to figure I had to leave. Obviously, I couldn't take 20 dogs with me.
Yeah.
So, after crawling back under the house, not once, twice, but he went with me 3 times.
Oh,
And I swear, Lori, he was just like, "Don't leave me here. I'm staying by your side because you are not going to leave me here." I'll never forget him looking at me and saying, "Don't leave me here. I can't, I'm doing okay, but I
yeah.
can't stay here." And so I know it's emotional just thinking about that moment of me going, "Okay, I have to take him, but I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know if he's in pain and he's going to hurt me, like when I try to pick him up. I don't know what I'm going to do with him when I get him home. I'm a pig rescue. We
Right.
we rescue pigs."
This is a dog.
And so, all of these things are going through my head, but I knew the answer had to be yes. I knew that there wasn't a different answer. And so I secured the puppies and the mama dog in the car, and I had a dog bed in my truck, and I literally rolled him up like a burrito, and that's where his name came from, so that I could pick him up in a way that I felt like he would feel secure enough that he would not try to bite me and that maybe I wouldn't hurt him when I moved him. And I rolled him up and I put him in my front seat and he literally just laid with his head staring at me the whole way home. Like, like the gratitude and appreciation was just something I'll never forget. And so then I get home and figure out like, okay, he's covered in ticks and fleas, and we've got 5 puppies that are barely nursing, and the mama dog is emaciated. So it was like triage, trying to get all of their needs met. Um, and after evaluating Burrito, I definitely knew we needed to go have an X-ray and figure out like what we're dealing with. And my local vet said, "Hey, old injury, probably never going to walk again. This is his life." And so I took him home and I was bathing him the next day and he wagged his tail. And I thought, is this it? Is there? And so that's immediately I started working on trying to figure out what next steps were, which was a referral to UT. Unfortunately, back up a little bit, I had to leave 15 dogs. And so I spent 2 days calling every shelter, every organization, and no one could help. I mean, everyone's overwhelmed
Yeah.
until I got a message on my Facebook from someone called Woof Woof Fosters. Her name's Crystal. And she said, "Hey, we saw your post. We want to help." And so they actually took Burrito, the puppies, and Nacho under their umbrella to help cover the cost of everything. And then they went and got the other 15 dogs. So they've
Nice.
unbelievable effort to get them all vetted, to help find them homes.
Good. So they're
Um,
taken care of. Okay.
yes, yes, every
Good,
dog.
good.
There's one dog we haven't been able to catch. It doesn't want to be caught. We have a trap trying to catch it, but
Yeah.
it's the only one left. And the family's feeding it, so it's not that it's not getting, some sort of care at least.
Yeah.
But so we got the referral to UT for Burrito. We got a donated wheelchair so he can wheel around. Originally, we because he doesn't have any control over his bowels, so he would sleep in the shower. That way he could just kind of rinse everything off in the morning. And then I learned about doggy diapers, which I didn't
Mhm.
know. Like I'm like, okay, we call it a cummerbund because he does not like the word diaper. So we cummerbund on every day. And as the days went by, he just showed that he really wanted to be in the house. And I thought, well, I mean, we have a lot of dogs, we have a lot of
Mhm.
animals. I can clean up, like this is manageable. And now he literally just scoots around and like he'll show up at breakfast in the middle of the pack of dogs. He'll, scoot over to be next to me while I'm working and look up and put his
Oh.
little head. So to me, I always tell everybody the first time you see Burrito, it's going to be hard for you to look at him and you're going to feel really, really bad about his
Mm.
condition. But if you spend just 5 minutes with him, you'll realize that he wants to be here. He wants to fight for this, that he's not unhappy. Like he's adapted. He's figured out, hey, I can't use my legs. I'm going to pull myself over here. I'm going to go over there. And so I believe that he's worth fighting for. I believe that we are giving him a quality of life that is
Mm.
what any dog would want. I mean, he gets loved, probably more attention than anyone, really. And so now we're faced with covering the vet cost. And right now, just the first step at UT is $4,000 of diagnostic testing
Mm.
for us to determine what the next steps are. So we're trying to come up with clever ways to fundraise and help Burrito.
And on Memorial Day, people can do just that. So
Right.
let's talk about what people can do now that they know Burrito's story. What is your message to people? What can they do to help?
Yeah, so a lot of different things. One, follow our sanctuary on social media and support us by sharing all of our stories and commenting.
Mhm.
That really helps people. If you don't have any money, even just that is like amazing because it
Yeah.
pumps us up in the algorithm. Aside from that, we're doing a step-a-thon
Mhm.
specifically for Burrito. So since he can't walk, we're going to do the walking for him. And on Memorial Day, we put together a fundraiser where it's all virtual, so you can be anywhere in the world and step for Burrito, where you go and ask folks to make a pledge. So, hey, give me a penny per step. And if you walk 5,000 steps that day, you'll go back to your pledger and say, hey, $50 for Burrito. And we've got it all set up so you can make this really easy digitally or you can just get people to donate. And I thought like for Memorial Day, like it'd be such a fun thing for families to be competitive. You can set up a team and have individuals on the team, who gets the most steps. And we're doing all sorts of fun prizes. So we have glamping at our farm, so fancy camping.
Nice.
So the winner and whoever has the most steps as a team gets to come out to the farm for a weekend, and then an individual gets a weekend at the farm to come and meet all the animals and stay.
Wow.
We're encouraging costumes and social media tagging, saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
we're stepping it up for Burrito." So those are all the ways that you can help and support us in helping Burrito.